Hey guys, this is Pansater Leader bringing you another StarCraft 2 replay. This time it is a gold level game. It is a TVT between Joshua and Auguthy, and it's on the map Ohana. This is actually one of my favorite matchups as far as mirror matchups go because it's always fun to watch the positioning between the players, the different build orders they'll take and things like that. Let's get the production tab up here. We do have the SCVs as usual being produced. This is actually a gold versus platinum game. Excuse me, not just gold level. So it's high gold, low platinum. And I'm actually not sure which one of these guys, because this game was taken from reddit.com/r/castit. Not sure which one of these guys is the uploader, but still fun anyway. Do have a supply depot going down at the ramp right there. Probably gonna get that wall off going for Joshua. Same thing for Auguthy here. Gonna send this SCV to scout. And a barracks going down for Auguthy. Be interesting to see how these guys play this out. Maybe we'll see some really cool units like Ghost or Ravens. You don't see those too often. Really would like to see more of those. Another barracks, well, another barracks going down. Barracks for Joshua going down here. And Auguthy is going to be scouting this, seeing what kind of cheeky shenanigans he might be up to. And he just sent all those SCVs to attack the one scouting SCV. Okay. We do have a refinery going down here for Joshua. 15 supply, not too late. And he cancels the refinery for some reason. Looks like he might be sending that SCV out to scout. Is going to be producing some Marines out of these barracks here. That SCV from Joshua is going to be a little late. Auguthy is going to have this wall up, or wall in, excuse me. Also producing Marines, pretty standard stuff so far. He does have 2 refineries down already. Maybe see some kind of mech play here. Maybe some Banshee harass or a lot of tank play. And it looks like Joshua here might be going for a 1 Rex fast expand. Yep, there goes the command center right there. Already has the orbital command up. We do have a factory going down for Auguthy. Marine just trying to ward off that SCV that tried to go up the ramp. Looks like that SCV is just gonna chill out by these destructible rocks here. Joshua did send 1 Marine down the ramp to the entrance to the natural, just to ward any SCVs off. Do finally have that supply depot going up for the wall in for Joshua, as well as double refineries and a bunker in the main. Kind of an odd choice, odd place to put a bunker. Usually you want to put it right around where the wall in is at. That way you can fend off any attacking units, and they still have to go through the supply depots and the barracks at the wall. We do have a starport, double starports actually, going down for Auguthy here, and a tech lab being built on the factory. Maybe see this factory switch with one of these starports, start producing some Banshees. Do have nice saturation here. For Auguthy's main, we do have another orbital command coming up for Joshua in the natural expansion, as well as a bunker has just gone down on the on top of the ramp for the natural. And an engineering bay also for Joshua. Gotta get those upgrades. And another barracks about to come down. Two more barracks actually, so we might see some pretty heavy bio play. Still have that SCV just chilling out by the rocks here. And we do have a Banshee on the way for Auguthy. That starport did switch out with the factory. Another tech lab was built on this starport over here. Also, Cloak is on the way. We do have a missile turret going down somewhere for Joshua here. It looks like he's got one right there, about to go down, and one finishing up right there. There it is. Scan going down in the main of Auguthy. See how Joshua reacts to seeing his two starports. Of course, another missile turret does go up. That's going to help detect those bandits and to help take them out. I would like to see him start producing a little more out of these barracks here. Just to get that marine count up. And he does build a reactor onto this barracks right here. But I really would like to see him start producing some more Marines. Really needs to get that economy up and running. Let's check the unit count here. We have 23 SCVs to 22 in favor slightly of Auguthy. Do have 5 Marines to 4 and 2 Banshees out on the field for Auguthy right here. We do have 1 Banshee coming out across the map. 1 already waiting outside natural of Joshua. So probably see some pretty good Banshee harass. Although this turret here could cause some trouble. It's only 1 turret. He could probably get around somewhere over here. Still probably take pot shots at the command center here. And we also have a Viking and a medevac on the way for Auguthy. He did eventually build a tech lab on that factory. Got himself a tank. Would like to see him maybe get siege tech. That'd be nice. These Banshees really didn't do a whole lot. One of them almost got taken out. Didn't like seeing these 2 missile turrets here. And this barrack over here is building another reactor. And he's also building more barracks. Of course, I'd like to see him produce a little bit more out of the barracks that he has right now. But that's always good to build unit-producing structures. Another missile turret going down in the main. close to the wall. Not much being produced over here. We do have one siege tank on the way, and somewhere there's another command center. Here it is. And that SCV, let's see if he scouts this out. He doesn't see that there is another command center going down in the natural expansion for Auguthy here. Just outside of that command center, actually. I would like to see him move his units down to better protect the natural. I'd really like to see some more Marines produced out of these barracks, or some Marauders, just something, get something on the way here. We do have one Marine on the way for Auguthy, 3 Marines on the way for Joshua, another engineering bay. Let's see. We do have another engineering base somewhere. Where is it? We have 2 more refineries on the way in the natural for Joshua. Where is it? Where is it? Another command center and another barracks going down for Auguthy. Really like to see these units come down here. Really like to see a little bit more aggression from either player. We do see that stim is on the way for Joshua. Looking at one of these tech labs, one of these add-ons. There it is. And another reactor is on the way. Finally getting that Marine count up. Very nice. Would like to see some medevacs to help support the Marines. Do have a factory being built in a corner of the main. Hopefully he's gonna maybe get some starports after that. Would like to see him get +1 armor as well. That would really help with the Marines. Looks like these SCVs might be going for a 3rd base. Let's try and follow where they're going here. But he is going to be building a 3rd base, along with some missile turrets for protection. At the same time, a third base has already floated down and is now morphing into a planetary fortress. I'd like to see maybe an SCV transfer. Do have a Raven on the way as well as a medevac here full of Marines. That's where he's off to. He's actually off to scout this 3rd. So I don't know how well that'll do with these missile turrets right here for protection. Medevac might just go down before it even gets the Marines out. Planetary Fortress just finishing up in the 3rd. We do have +1 attack and +1 armor on the way for Auguthy, as well as 2 more barracks. We have +1 armor on the way for Joshua. Stim pack just about to finish up. Hopefully he'll get something like combat shield. Do you see a good number of Marines? 8 Marines being produced at a time for Joshua here. Get that Marine count going. Doing some long distance mining between the 3rd and the natural expansions. And that drop does get warded off by those missile turrets. They want none of that. Gonna head back home. So SCV is just mining away, and this little SCV is still camped out here. Let's see what he sees. He sees that the refinery has gone down. He has, in fact, noticed the command center and the engineering bay, but he doesn't see this barracks here. He's just poking away at the rocks. Silly SCV. Those rocks aren't full of minerals. What are you doing? The refinery going down. Two refineries going down, actually. These Marines just chilling out here at the natural. These Marines just chilling outside the barracks, you know, just typical day as a Terran. Both players are playing really pretty passive right now. I would have expected to see a little bit more aggression. We do see a fourth command center is going down for Auguthy here. And there's also a seeker missile on the way. Where is that being researched? Where is it? There it is. Seeker missile on the way. So we might have some Raven play. We do have two Ravens out on the field. If he is going to get the seeker missile, I would hope that he has more. And he does have one queued up, but he is supply block right now. Joshua is actually in the lead as far as supply goes. We do have it is 103 supply, 281. Do have a Marine coming out, probably going to check this Selnog tower here. Give him a little bit of map vision, which is always a good thing. I would hope that he would check right in here, because a lot of times players do like to hide barracks in here. Or just be sneaky in general. Although those Selnog towers are going to work for that, so I suppose he doesn't really need to check in there when he's at the watchtowers. Do have a SUV just chilling out at the base, just kind of sitting back, you know, watching his buddies do all the work for him. Do have this good size force, good size bioforce of Marines. Do have a couple of medvacs. Would like to see him push out a little bit here. And for Auguthy, we do have, where is it? There it is. Level 1 armor still on the way. Excuse me, on the way now. I thought it was on the way before. That was the level 1 attack. That's what it was. That SC did finally get cleaned up by these Marines here. Just gonna take out these rocks. Make it easier to go between the fourth and the natal. And for Joshua, we do have +2 armor and weapons on the way. As well as more medevacs. Always a good thing. Did end up building a software on here with reactor. If he's not going to use this factory, I would like to see him do maybe a little bit of scouting with it. These Banshees did finally come out, take out the Marines that were at the Zelnaga towers. They are cloaked, but there are missile turrets, so those Banshees probably won't be particularly effective. And he does his back off. He sees the turret waiting right there. Looks like we may have a drop from Joshua. Doom drop, actually. That's 8 Marines per... Wow, that's a lot of Marines. Looks like we will have the Banshees trying to poke up into the main, just to see what's what. Missile turret is there waiting for them. They're going back off. It's also a fairly small contingent of Marines just chilling up between the main and the natural. Do have another factory, 2 more factories going down. 3 factories now. So maybe a big tech switch into maybe some tank play, heavy tank play, or maybe Thors. And a 5th base going up here for Auguthy. These medevacs just chilling up the corner of the map, waiting for the right time to strike. And we do have a 4th base going down for Joshua. Looks like these medevacs are unsure of where to land. They're just kind of flying around over the water over here. Would like to see these SCVs mining, doing something. Those 3 factories just about to finish up. We did have Ghost Academy go down as well. And personal cloaking has been started. 2 more Braves coming out for Auguthy. Always fun to see Ravens. They're a very underused unit in my opinion. Of course, most players haven't figured out how to properly implement them into play just yet. There do seem to be a good number of counters against them. Marines can take them out fairly effectively if they're in smaller numbers. Missile turrets will help to ward them off if they are attacking a Terran base. Same with spore crawlers and photon cannons. We do see 3 tech labs did go down on the factories over here, so probably either some siege tanks or Thors. With Ghosts, kind of an odd combination. You don't see that too often, at least not on ladder. We do have the Doom dropping into the... Was that the... yes, the 3rd base for Auguthy. There's the sim forward. Although, I don't know, it's Planetary Fortress. If he can get an SCV repair going, and he does get an SCV repair, but it looks like it may go down anyway. Oh, no, it's holding. And now he's going for the SCVs. Oh, this drop is going to get cleaned up fairly nicely by the Planetary Fortress and the Lone Viking. Although that did take out a few SCVs and did stop mining time, or did stop mining, so did some economic damage, but not nearly enough, not nearly what it needed to do. And if he doesn't micro this correctly, this medevac goes down. Let's get those units out of the medevac. And he does get all of those units out of the medevac, and he's going to take out this Viking now. Very nice. We do see a small force coming out from Auguthy, trying to possibly take out the remainder of that drop. He's going to come across one Marine here. He's going to scout check to see if this expansion has been taken. We do have the liftoff of the command center. It is going to fly away into the corner of the map along with those medevacs. Siege up of the tanks here. Very nice. Going to prevent that coming back. And we do have one nuclear missile on the way for... Do see that two ghosts are already out on the field. And we do have tanks being produced from these three factories. See, we do have a total of 35 units killed by Auguthy, and 11 units killed by Joshua, 9 workers killed, and 2 for Auguthy. Do have these medevacs loaded up, just chilling out next to this command center here. We have the Ravens coming up to reinforce this small force here. We now have the Mobius reactor being researched. We're going to increase the starting energy of those ghosts. Always a good thing. This base down here has been morphed into a planetary fortress. Again, Auguthy is slightly supply blocked, but he is in the lead in supply. There's 191 to 172. I would actually like to see some of these units right here move out, try to do a little bit more damage. This command center is just going to float right on home. These Ravens checking to see where there are more expansions. This force still just chilling out, preventing any command centers from going down over here. And the Vikings do catch the Ravens. Looks like they may be caught off guard if he doesn't get some seeker missiles going. Oh, this could be bad. Oh, and one seeker, actually, several seeker missiles go off. Is he gonna get it? Is he gonna get it? He gets him. Wow. He just took out most of those Vikings. Let's see if he's gonna get away. They do eventually get away. But we do have Ravens coming in to drop turrets into the main. Oh, if he doesn't respond, he could have a lot of these structures taken out. Supply depots are going to go down. That's going to be very bad news for Joshua. Nice play, by the way, finding that one little weak spot in where it wasn't covered by a missile turret. Very nice. These Ravens just going to fly away. Does take out those supply depots. Takes out several, actually. These Vikings are going to come in. They're actually going to drop against these turrets. I don't think they'll be very effective. Unless they can stay out of range of the majority of the turrets, I don't think they'll be particularly effective. We've got 2 of them already very low on health. This supply depot is burning. Joshua is supply blocked now. Looks like we did have a drop into the third base of Joshua. All these SUVs are just being ripped apart by the Marines. And Joshua is just pushing out here. Looks like he might be going for some sort of base trade. these turrets just still going to work here. I'm going to take out that factory. And we do have a big clash in the middle. These Marines from Auguthy are just going to get completely demolished. We have a huge force from Joshua. Really like to see those tanks siege up. There we go. There's the siege up of tanks. The Marines are going to get pushed back. Oh, he needs to cancel his barracks here. Really needs to cancel barracks. It's going to be a lot of wasted minerals. He doesn't get the cancels off. Obviously going up the ramp of the natural extension. We'd like to see these tanks siege up. Some of them are sieged, but some are not. Really like to see them siege up. I'd like to see Joshua maybe push up a little bit more. I think he has a bit of an advantage here. Oh, and the nuclear missile does go down. Does Auguthy see this? Does he see this? I don't think he sees this in time. This is going to be huge. Oh, and he does. He sees it. He's getting his units out of the way right now. That would have been so devastating to his army. In fact, it still might be. Oh my god, and if he pushes up right now, all of these tanks are going to go down. They are unsieged and very low on health. Joshua really needs to push up here. Looks like you have Auguthy trying to go to the side here, trying to flank the army maybe. I don't know how effective that will be. We do have the stem forward up the ramp of the natural. Look like Auguthy may be trying to come around, trying to flank from behind. Or maybe go for the tanks. I guess he's not. He looks like he's trying to go push out into the middle of the map, but he will be caught at least partially by these tanks here. And this push from Joshua is just wrecking the natural expansion of Auguthy. We do have a small clash in the middle between these Marines and Marauders and the Marines of Auguthy. Looks like the tanks did move up a little bit. They did siege back up. They will be able to support these Marines and Marauders, but the Marauder does go down. But that force has been completely cut in half by Joshua. And this command center will go down as well. What's this? We do have the Ravens coming up into the natural fort against Joshua. Looks like if they're not careful, they're going to be taken out by these missile turrets. They really need some point defense drones. Really need to drop some point defense drones. Those turrets going to work on the missile turrets actually, but this fleet of Ravens has been completely wrecked. All he needed was a couple of point defense drones and he would have been fine, but no. You have the tank moving up, sieging up, attacking the supply depots and the wall in. Marines are in the main base for Auguthy, as well as the ghosts. I would like to see these ghosts cloak up, maybe drop another nuclear missile in the main base. And we have these Marines pushing up into the natural of Joshua. Nothing really to defend against this. Looks like both players are going for some sort of base trade here. These factories are going to go down. That refinery did already go down. He's not careful. He needs to lift off his command center, move it somewhere else. These Ravens are actually still doing work with these auto turrets here. We do have 3 more tanks coming up the 3 more tanks from Auguthy actually coming up the ramp, and they're going to get completely wiped out by Joshua here. Very nice positioning of those tanks. Ghost 7 kills. He is he's getting his paycheck there. We do have a drop from Auguthy coming up to the natural expansion. This bunker may just take it out. Oh no, he backs off. It's going to drop just outside the ramp, along with more Ravens. See how this turns out. Maybe if he put up a point defense drone to really protect these Marines. Although these turrets are doing a lot of work, actually. Wow. Siege tanks did move up into the mid for Auguthy, taking out that factory and the starport. Really going to help stop that in production. We do have Marines and Marauders and a tank. Actually, Vikings as well, just come out and taking out those Ravens. These siege tanks have been romping around uncontested in the main base of Auguthy here. Just absolutely wrecking everything in their path. We do have Marines, Marauders, and more tanks coming out from Joshua. We're going to check this expansion over here. Just going to check up on it. See how it's doing, say hi. Send it a few bullets. And take out all these SCVs. Oh, that was not pleasant. If he's not careful here, he could lose all of his units to this planetary. Very nice siege up of the tank, just outside of the range of the planetary. More Marines and Marauders just running around the main base of Auguthy here. This command center is just floating, chilling out. Would like to see it land somewhere and start mining. Joshua is dangerously low on minerals right here. He actually has 0 income to 720 minerals for Auguthy. So he really needs to get some of these bases mining. These Ravens have actually wrecked the economy of Joshua. Look at this, just turret galore all over the main base, taking out these Marines, trying to take out these barracks. But the main base for Auguthy has also been almost completely wiped out. We do see that more barracks have gone up over here on the 5th base. Gonna start producing more Marines, get that unit count back up. It looks like these Ravens may have been taken out by this small force here, which is actually very good for Joshua. He really need to get rid of those Ravens. He needs to get his economy back. I'd like to see him drop some mules or something. August is actually supply blocked now. So he's really going to have a hard time getting those units out if he doesn't get some supply depots up soon. And there we go. We see the supply depots going down now for Auguthy. But this force, this is a huge force here. And it is coming up the ramp. It does see that those barracks are there. And there's almost no units to defend this. This could be it. This could be the end of the game. Would like to see the siege tanks. There we go. There's the siege up of the siege tanks. Going to absolutely wreck this whole base here. Very nice job of the tanks. Just outside of the planetary range. We do see the SCV repair has gone down on planetary, but I don't think it will be enough. This is a very large force. Very large force. That planetary has gone down. These SCVs will be taken out, along with all of these barracks here. And there's the GG from Joshua, a very aggressive GG from Joshua. But Auguthy has not quit just yet. There's really nothing he can do to come back from this. But looks like he may try anyway. This base is going to be completely wiped out. Do you see this base coming in to land, trying to get a repair on it? And Joshua is now supply blocked. What just happened? These Marines are still in the main base of Joshua, just taking everything out, it looks like. But that's okay. The supply is still in favor for Joshua, 62 to 35. And Auguthy has not given up just yet. He does have a lot of minerals, but I don't think that he can come back from this. He is losing a lot of mining time on that SCV, trying to keep that repair up on the planetary fortress. That turret has just done an immense amount of work. These Marines look like they will get cleaned up finally. Yep, there go a couple of snipes, it looks like. You see this Marine force has been completely taken out. And a very aggressive play by Auguthy here. He is building barracks in Joshua's third. And Joshua is supply blocked. Not only is he supply blocked, but he doesn't have enough. Oh wow, and Auguthy has left the game. GG from Auguthy. He's left the game, and Joshua is just still carrying on. That was a crazy base trade there. Very crazy base trade. I did like the play, the Raven play with the turrets. That was very nice, as well as the positioning by Joshua of the tanks. He's still continuing on. I don't know why he's continuing on. He just wants to... Maybe he just wants to make sure that he's dead. Either way, a very nice game by both players. And that'll do it for me. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, questions, just let me know. Leave a comment in the comment section.